Hello, I'm nobody important. I'm just another human being living on planet Earth. I'm nothing special. I'm not famous, and I don't want to be. I don't want all that attention. I just want to enjoy life. I want to learn and grow spiritually. I mean, I'm done growing physically, I think. I'm not doing this to be famous. Basically, I'm doing this to document my thoughts. I mean, I do want to share my thoughts, not to be famous. I want the world to be a better place. I want everybody on Earth, every human, to be happy. And that's hard to do these days. It's hard to do because there is a group of beings who are here making things not so nice for a lot of us, for all of us. I'm very thankful for Jimmy Dore. I'm very thankful for Candace Owens. I'm very thankful for Matt Taibbi. There's a lot of people. I can't remember everybody's names. I guess there's Glenn Greenwald. I can't remember all of them. I'm a human being. But I am thankful for those people for spreading the truth that's coming out right now, the truth that's becoming a reality for more and more people. I have known most of the truth for many years now, and I imagine there are people from generations gone who knew the truth. And they're no longer here, but the fight goes on. And we humans, right now, the reason why there's so much confusion is because those who have, who have tried to hide the truth, they have been doing this for a long time. They know what I know. They know that the deadline, we'll call it a deadline. I guess that's a good way to describe it. It moves, but it's not, it's a definite thing, but it moves a little bit. But when you hit it, you know it. That's the best way to describe it. But there is a deadline, as I've described, that is coming. And what happens at this deadline is not, anything really other than complete and total change of what we all see as reality. So, I'm trying to think of an example, and I would say, one example that comes to mind is those who thought that the Earth was the center of the solar system. Finding out that the Earth is not the center, that took a long time. There was a lot of people that had to be spoken with and have stuff explained to them, evidence. I mean, I don't blame them. Everybody needs that. You should need evidence to change your beliefs. I don't blame people for that. And that's why we as humans, we take so long to, as a collective, move forward. Some of us, just as I've said, in previous generations gone, there are people who move forward and they are ahead of the group and they're trying to pull everyone else with them. And, that's just how it is. It takes time. So, I think what's happening right now, is beautiful. And I'm very thankful for all the YouTubers and, the people who are out there trying to pull the rest of the group forward. Jimmy Dore is by far my favorite. Jimmy, I love you guy. I love you, Kurt. You guys are the best. But there are many people who are doing the good work. So, but I wasn't always like this. I have always known from a young age that we are living in a world of deceit and lies. The lies are so prevalent that it's hard to distinguish in the past, especially because it's already said and done, what is a lie and what isn't. Those of us who lived through it, we know. I was there for 9/11, and I remember distinctly watching the building turn to dust in my brain, thinking that's exactly what a demolished building looks like as it's being demolished. And, working out what I understand of physics and how the building fell as if there was no resistance, it was obvious to me that the building was demolished. And then why was the building demolished? Well, so they knew ahead of time that the plane was going to fly into it and put bombs there. Okay, who's they? Well, you start asking questions. Some people look for answers and some don't. I look for answers, and I already knew before 9/11 um, what the country that's the best ally of America has been doing to America. And I knew that I couldn't talk about it because well, you find safe spaces to talk about stuff. I mean, I remember going to Facebook groups, 9/11 truthers they would call them, and there you could talk about stuff, but could you really? I mean, were you just being, it's Facebook, it's the CIA, and they're just watching us talking, but it's it's a crazy world. But you know that you can't just go out on the streets and talk to a stranger about that stuff. They're just going to call you racist, especially back then. I mean, it was worse than it is now. You can't even imagine. You felt so alone. Knowing the truth, knowing that America is completely controlled by a foreign nation, has been for, well, not completely. Like, the complete control just happened recently with 9/11 being done to fund Epstein to blackmail more politicians because they found out how effective it was before. They didn't want to have a mistake like JFK happen again. I mean, it's it's something to brag about when you can kill a president and get away with it, but that's a very difficult, expensive thing, and it's risky. And any fool would know it's risky, and even the most evil beings on earth, are not stupid. They're very smart, and so they found better ways to control our government than they were using. And the invention of better technologies, which they've had for generations. But anyway, they're more advanced than us, but that's cool. Because they hold our technology back and keep it for themselves. And anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, which I often do. And my point here, I wanted to talk about myself. This is going to be, this is for me. This is for me and my daughter. And I really don't see people watching this and thinking that I'm somebody worth listening to. But if you do, great. I mean, that would be great. I would love to have some people listen to me. But that's not realistic. I'm a pretty realistic person. I have pretty good intuition, which is why I do my research, because I have that fire burning in me to know more about something. It's just like this laser pointer pointing. That's important. But I, uh, I was listening to Ian Carroll today, and he was talking about some stuff. And this is why I'm making this video, because he just started making videos, and I just thought I should. But like I said, my goal is not fame. I can't stress this enough. I really want humanity to see that we are just like God, you know what, the poor people of Gaza. You know, I feel very sorry for them, and you know, we've all seen the videos of traumatized children, and you know, even worse. I don't want to talk about it. But America is a lot like that already. It's just we're not fighting back yet. Um, our country, you know, for most people, today it's even easier to see with the people in our government right now that Trump has put into positions, and his you know, total allegiance to Israel and ignoring the slaughter of women and children in Gaza is a little obvious that this country is compromised. And, you know, that's another thing, too, is I think it's incredibly important that we all find out why certain people, like Dan Bongino, you know, will sit there and talk about how we need to get the bottom of Epstein. And then when they get into a position where they can do something about it, they completely flip their position. I've been seeing this happen for the past, you know, 30 years that I've been paying attention. And there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but we have certain people who will, you know, be, um, you know, hollering for truth and exposing corruption, and then they get into power and it disappears. And then they start helping the corruption. What changes them? What do they say to them that changes everything? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna figure out, by the way, none of this is scripted, and I'm never gonna buy a mic, and I'm always gonna record videos with my phone because I don't care. I'm not famous, and I won't be famous. You people, I just hope I could get through to some people. Maybe get through, maybe just help them to start their own journey to find the truth. I don't know. But the sooner we all get on the same page and start crying for freedom, you know, that's when we get freedom. Bye.